guys, welcome to Get Ready With Me here in the bar room, as we call it. Still got some Grinch balloons up from our party a couple weeks ago, but I am just kind of getting ready here casually at 2:30ish in the afternoon. I woke up this morning with a lovely migraine headache, which is something I have been dealing with on and off lately. I mean, I've had them all my life, but I'm really having a major resurgence here at this between 3 and 4 months postpartum mark. Really thinking that they're tied to just some hormonal changes my body's going through. Like, for example, I noticed when last time I showered, I could see that I'm starting to have some of that postpartum hair loss. So I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm at some weird little juncture of the post-baby time right now. Where some things are changing in the body. So anyway, if you've ever dealt with a migraine, you know how unpleasant that is. And I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, I guess, and hope for more comfortable time than uncomfortable. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Cream. Is that what it's called? Magic Eye Rescue. And before that, I put on my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is just sort of a handful of random things that I gathered up from my makeup room. A few things are new, several things are not new, so I'm just getting ready. And I am just shooting this on my phone because that's just what's handy right now. It's actually propped on my makeup bag. And I've got my NudeStix. This is something that I am like on a mission to use up because I'm getting low on it. I love the stuff and I would probably repurchase it. I wear it in Nude 3.5, the NudeStix tinted cover. So I do a full pump of this and I just kind of dab it around, and it does appear maybe to be like a little dark for my skin, but trust me on this. This blends in and it just, I love the way my skin looks with this. It's just beautifully radiant. Like really easy to blend in as well. So, you know, if I'm not in my ideal lighting, my ideal place, actually this lighting is pretty darn good right in front of this window, but it's just very forgiving, I guess you might say. So even if it's not your exact, maybe perfect shade appearing to be, as you get it blended in, it really works out. And then I go a little more brightening with my concealer that I pair with this. Oh my gosh, we watched Frozen 2 this morning finally. We had meant to see that in the theaters, but you know, new baby comes along and that kind of gets in the way of the movie-going plans. But watched it today and wow, like it was intense. I really enjoyed it actually. I love the Into the Unknown song. I thought that was pretty good. Also like the Panic at the Disco version that comes on at the end. Okay, so I got that all blended in, and now I'm going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which I love this stuff. There was a recent sort of Get Ready With Me where I explained the differences that I noticed between this and the original, but I'm just dabbing it everywhere that I want to brighten. And I wear this in light peach, but it is a little different shade-wise than light peach from the original line. So that's something to be aware of. This one is just a little bit deeper. Kids at the playground. We've got some like 50-degree weather today. Sorry, I don't mean to hold that mirror right in front of my face, but the phone mirror isn't exactly cutting it. So I really just dab this in like kind of a pressing motion as I go around the under eye, in between the brows. That seems to be an area where I benefit from a little extra lift and brightness. But I just love the way that pairs with my NudeStix. Another one that I like to sometimes wear with the NudeStix is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. These two are pretty similar to me. I'm feeling like the e.l.f. might give me just a little bit more coverage, but they're really, really close. Okay, A powder that you might have noticed that I'm using here is from this one from Bite. It's the Changemaker Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder. I have it in Light 1, and I have been playing with the primer and foundation as well. That was something that I kind of looked at when it came available on Sephora's website, and I was like, no, I'm not going to buy that. I don't need to delve into another range of complexion stuff. But then it actually got sent to me in a really generous PR package, so I've been playing with that. Need to keep a closer eye on the staying power, but I was actually kind of liking just the overall, you know, initial look when I put that stuff on, the foundation from this line. But for now, I am just dabbing into this. I kind of like this powder because it's very light. Light in tone, I mean, so it does work well as I set my under eye and just kind of press it in around my T-zone. Really, really happy with that overall complexion. And then, you guys, I got this thing that I found on QVC. It's from Mally, and it's Mally's book of brightening essentials. So you know how I like the multitasking palettes, the stuff that's gonna allow you to do many things in one. This has like an ombre blush and bronzer, some eyeshadows here, and then a really interesting grouping of products. There's something called a neutralizing cream, which I actually need to watch the presentation video so I understand that a little bit more. There's neutralizing cream, brightening powder that's right underneath that, 3 concealers down the side, and then this is Face Defender, which you guys have heard me talk about that quite a bit. It's kind of like a pore touch-up type product. So anyway, that's all some stuff that coverage-wise I need to mess around with a little bit more, but for now, since I've already got my coverage going, I'm going to be using this bronzer and blush right here. Kind of a shimmery bronzer, but a really good tone. And as you get more toward the top of the bronzer, it actually ends up looking more like a highlight. I actually put it literally on my to-do list. I mean, I know this video seems kind of like haphazard, like, oh, just randomly decided to do my makeup in the middle of the afternoon and shoot a video on it. But I actually did put it in my to-do list that I wanted to just do my makeup in different areas of the house, you know, just kind of like casually have a different environment from time to time. It doesn't always have to be the makeup room, and sometimes it's just more convenient to do it in other places. And for example, right now, the girls are upstairs napping, so I just thought that me coming in there and doing a video might sort of rock the boat a little bit. Even though when I shoot things in the morning hours, it doesn't seem to wake anybody up. Like they're just still in the thick of their sleep. But nap time, a little more sketchy, so I didn't want to get up there and wake anybody. But I've got a little bit of that bronzer on, and now we're going to play with this blush, which seems to have hardly any shimmer in it. Really reminds me of some different things I've seen from IT Cosmetics, you know. And this whole book really gives me that type of vibe, you know, like I wonder if Mally saw the different IT Cosmetics books that come out around the holidays and she wanted to sort of give her take on that with her signature products. You can really see this blush. It's so radiant. I'm kind of going right in the middle of the ombre. Here's something else new that I wanted to play with, you guys. This from Too Faced, the Turn Up the Light. They've got these different little mini palettes, you might call them, for different skin tones. So this is the one for light, and then they also had a medium, a tan, and a rich, I believe. They've got this powder here that's called Soft Focus. I kind of want to take just a little bit of that. Well, let's actually look at it here. I mean, it has this soft kind of pearly sheen. I'm taking this with my small tapered brush and just dabbing it right in here. Sorry I got cut off there. Phone started ringing, but you can really see the sheen even from the Soft Focus shade. But now let's take the one called Glow. So we got Glow, and then Dazzle is like even up a notch from that. Dazzle really just seems like a sheer sparkle. Glow actually seems somewhat a bit more metallic. So I'm going to pick up some of Glow. Just pop this here right on the cheekbone. Oh man, it's picking up a lot from this light that I'm in. I would say 2 out of these 3 finishes I really like. I like Soft Focus and I like Glow, but Dazzle is just a little bit like, you know, is that really even necessary? Put a little bit here on the Cupid's bow. Next up, I just got this e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. It's the next one in line. These little skinny pencils, I feel like I go through them so quickly. I'm trying to hold this so I don't completely blank out my camera. This one works pretty well. I wear it in the shade Neutral Brown. I don't really like it as well as the one that's just a little bit thicker than this, the Instant Lift Brow. But, you know, it'll do. It's definitely one of those things where I'm like, okay. You ever get on a mission with certain products where you feel like there's real potential to actually use it up, you know? So you're like, yeah, I'm going after it. Kind of like that NudeStix, you know? I feel like I'm about to use that up, so I am committed to it. And now in the same way with this. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's the product. I think it might be this soft focus powder. It's not looking the greatest, like right up in here in my pore area, like sides of the nose. I feel like maybe on camera I'm looking very like kind of soft focus and nice here, but up close I'm not really feeling that so much. I need to not go too liberally with the application of the highlighter and the glowy powders there. And brush it on through. Brush, brush, brush. And then my favorite thing for hold and the brows and a little extra tint is this Almay Brow Styler, which I wear in medium brown. I cannot recommend this enough. A really fine brush. Never comes out too goopy or anything when you take it out of its little tube. And it just holds like none other. And plus you're getting more product than you are with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set. So this is definitely my pick for this type of product. For lips, I'm just going to throw on this one and only thing that I have in my bag. This is Bond Girl. Yesterday I did my makeup downstairs and I was wearing kind of a burgundy thing because I went to the SIU game. So I went for this sort of dusty reddish lip that looked kind of nice with the top I had on. So I'll just work that in again today. I do love this shade. A really pretty, just dusty red color. And I kind of like the way it looks on the lips as it starts to wear down a little bit. It just gives you kind of a really natural, gently stained look to the lips. And then on my eyelids, I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer. Can't fail product. We all know this. And we're just going to dab this across the lids. And then, if you were interested in this product, you might also be interested in the palette release that Too Faced has come out with. It's the Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. Let's take a look at this. I've just kind of barely used this one so far, like just a few of the mattes, just a really gentle, easy look. So I'm not really in the mood to do anything super crazy today, but I do want to play with this and work in a few of the different tones. The first thing I think I'll do is actually apply some of this dark brown. I just want to see like what this most intense color is made of. You know, it's the one called Truffle. And I'm just gonna pat this on my outer part of my lid. Too Faced mattes for me have generally always been really good. And this one seems to be doing about what I would expect. You know, it's pigmented, it seems kind of soft and smooth. We'll do a little blending with this and see how it blends out. But first, I just kind of get my application going. And I've been playing around with a bunch of different Profusion eye brushes and really liking some of them. There seems to be just kind of one missing piece, and it is a flat brush that's like this big, because the flat brush that they've put out is about half as wide as the one I usually use. And just on my eye, I feel like it ends up coming off a little patchy when I try to get something applied like all over the lid. But this one here, the Firm Blending Eyeshadow ES2, is sort of like the equivalent to my E25. And it does really well, just taking any dark shade I get going out here and blending it all throughout the crease. It's nice and soft. It's like the perfect size for me. Really just matches up shape-wise with my E25. So let me know if you want some more in-depth info on these Profusion brushes, because I'm really digging them. Okay, so this brown is kind of hard for me because I want to make sure I'm getting it blended. but I also don't want to cut off my video. Now I'm going to take Cocoa, it's sort of this medium kind of rosy looking brown, and I'll just take that back and forth in my crease. There's also a nice kind of fluffy domed brush. Let me see. Yeah, this one called the Pointed Crease Eyeshadow. And this would be the one I'd be prone to using just bare to get around my edges. And then what do you say we slap some shimmer on the lid? I kind of want to see what rose gold is going to do right here. So we'll pick some of that up with the flat brush and just see how it lays down. Seeming just a little bit flaky. Like as I'm dabbing it on, I'm seeing a little like snow flurry happening beside me. Not ideal, but not terrible in the same right. Let's take Glistening Snow, speaking of snow, and just get some of that brightness going here. Gotta be honest, these shimmers are flying everywhere. Like, what the heck? Might take one more stab at this and take like a little bit of this sparkling ruby shade right here and see how it lays down just with my fingertip. This is a little bit better, but like I had primer on my eyelids. I had a little tackiness there. You would have thought it would have grabbed it just a bit better. Guys, we all know the market is so saturated when it comes to neutral eyeshadow palettes. It's gotta be like working at pretty much like full-on awesomeness for me to get super excited about it. Okay, lashes curled, and I'm not bothering with eyeliner today. I'm just gonna use my Superhero Mascara. And I really do love holding my mirror down just this low so I can really see the entire lash from base to tip as I apply my mascara. I mean, it's just the best way to do it. Try not to get messy here and require a Q-tip cleanup. Okay guys, see if I can give you a really good look at what's happening here with the makeup. I do like the glow on the skin from a distance. Like, I feel like looking into my camera, I like the look. Looking right up close, I think I went a little too heavy-handed with the glowy stuff here, because even though you see the one that's like called Soft Focus here and you think relative to the glow and the dazzle shades, that's my natural one, right? I can just go all over like really heavy duty with that, but you might watch it because it still does have some sheen, and it's kind of, I think, making the pores stand out here, at least in my, you know, natural light setting. It can be sort of unforgiving sometimes. But I do really like that bronzer and blush from the Mally palette, and I'm definitely going to be playing with some of those coverage things that are in this one. A lot of the other things I used weren't super duper new. I love the hydrating version of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Like this old lipstick here, this Bond Girl lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. Not that impressed with the shimmers from this, although I really haven't played with it enough to give you a full, like, major scoop, but I'm just kind of, the mattes seem to work really nicely, but I'm just not over the moon with the way those shimmers went on, because they just sort of went everywhere, and I had primer on. But those Profusion brushes, that is something that I do want to dive into more and really show you all the different ones, because there's some really nice styles, and there's especially some really nice things if you have smaller eyes and you feel a little overwhelmed by the size of a lot of different eye brushes. These brushes are really, really nicely made. So anyway, guys, got my healing amber necklace on. This was recommended to me. Somebody said they were a migraine sufferer and they love to wear their amber necklace because they actually felt there were benefits from that. So I thought, what have I got to lose? Let's put on the amber. Thank you guys for your time, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.